Good morning. Welcome to this week's episode of Elevate Your Business. I am Joanne O'Halloran. I am a business mentor and sales expert for new coaches who want to sign their first 3 to 5 clients. Today, we're going to have a look at what is the number one way to fill your masterclasses. I see it time and time again where coaches are holding their masterclasses and they have 0 signups or they could have 0 attendance. And if this is you, know that I've been there. I have been there multiple times when I was starting out. And it can really start to weigh down on you. And you can question whether or not you have the ability to do this. And it can also kick in with your ego to make you want to change what you're doing and that you start getting distracted by all the multiple different ways in which you could do this. So I want to share with you today the number one method that I have found that works incredibly well to fill out my masterclasses, my challenges, my webinars, workshops, any of those things that I'm doing. It's very simple, but most people will just avoid this because they'll be like, no, it's too easy. It can't be that easy, right? But the thing is, it is. It is. When we are building our businesses, you have to remember the number one golden rule is you're only as good as your network. Who is in your network? Are you networking? Are you connecting with the people around you? And again, I see this with new coaches when they're starting out, is that they're so afraid of putting themselves out there that they lose the whole point of what they're doing, which is to create change, create a ripple effect, create an impact of whatever that is that you're doing with the people that actually need it. So whoever your prospect clients are, whoever your ideal clients are, what is the reason that you set up your business in the first place? Yes, you will have your personal why, but who is it that you want to make an absolute change with? Whose lives do you want to impact? And when we focus inwards, we forget to focus outwards and we forget about the people that we're here to make a change for. So what is that number one method that is tried, tested, proven over and over and over that will see you fill out your masterclasses, your challenges, your webinars, your workshops? No, it's not a big fancy funnel. They're great, don't get me wrong. No, it's not like a real convoluted strategy. It's connection. So let me break it down for you. When you decide that you are going to do a masterclass, ask yourself this question. Who are you connecting with when you're creating this masterclass? Are you connecting with what you want, or are you connecting with what your audience wants? Most people, and I see this mistake happening quite often with coaches, and even though this is shared, they still go back and do what they're comfortable with. So ask yourself this question, give yourself the space and give yourself the opportunity to go deep with this and get really honest with yourself. When you're doing your masterclass, workshop, challenge, webinar, are you connecting with what you want, or are you connecting with what your audience wants? If you're in the phase of where you're like, well, I know that this is what they need, that's all about you. What do they want? Connect with them about what they want and give them what they want. And when I say give them what they want, within the framework of what you teach, what your service is, give them what they want. Give them what they want. Connect with people individually, connect with people on a daily basis. So for example, like you may do something like this where you go live, you might go live on Facebook, on YouTube, TikTok, it could be anything. But after you've gone live, do you connect personally then with people? Like, so say if you do an announcement like this, and like say, for example, this isn't an invitation, but just say, for example, I was launching a new masterclass and I was like, look, I'm thrilled to invite you to my upcoming masterclass where I'm going to show you how to find your first 3 to 5 clients. Here's the list of benefits, etc., etc. If you do a launch like that, what then do you do afterwards? Do you connect with people individually, or are you just sitting there kind of praying and wishing that people are going to sign up? Do you actually go out into your community? Do you go out into other people's communities and literally connect with people, like have one-on-one conversations? If you're not, that's where you're falling down. People want to get to know you. Like if you're going to be asking people for money, first of all, why would they give you money? And what I mean by that is, what is it that you can offer them that they'd want to do in exchange of money, energy, time with you? Why are you the expert in this? Why should they trust you? So what is it about you that they want to trust? And you will find that when you get into that deep connection with people, and you do that by sending voice messages, sending text messages. And I hear this so many times from people going, I don't want to do that. Or I have done that and it hasn't worked. And anytime I've heard anybody say, I have done that and it hasn't worked, when we've looked at what their messaging is in the DMs, it is normally a case of, hi, here's my masterclass coming up. I'm inviting you to join. That's not connection. That's you putting something out there to get. And we never want to put stuff out there to get. We always want to operate from a place of generosity and to give. Because when we give, we're opening ourselves up to receiving. When we're digging because we want something, we will get nothing because it's the wrong energy. You've always got to operate in balance. The energy that you put into this matters. And what I mean by that, I don't mean that by time and effort. That also matters. But your true intention behind this matters. Not how you feel about yourself doing it, the experience of what you want people to have matters. So you've got to connect with that. Connection is crucial. It is crucial. If you look at anybody that's really crushing it in business that you love, like, so look at all the coaches that you love that are just crushing it, that, you know, they have consistent sales, they're constantly sharing client results. Look at what it is that works really, really well for them. It's connection. It's connection. They're connected to their clients. They're connected to their community. They're connected to what people want. They're connected to what's going on around in the world, in the media, and they're connected with serving their clients and their prospect clients based on what it is that they need and what they want. So connection is crucial. So for your next masterclass, workshop, webinar, whatever it is coming up, when you're launching it and you're promoting it, make sure that you're including that deep personal connection with people, where you're sending people messages, you can choose whether it's a voice message or a text message. My personal preference is a voice message, for two reasons. Number one, they get to hear your voice and they get to connect with you. But number two, it's also quicker. I don't know about you, but I'm not a speedy texter. And I guarantee you, if I was doing a copy and paste, I would end up putting the wrong name in it. So when I'm sending a voice message, I can see the person, because obviously I'm sending it to them. I can see the person to be able to connect with them. And not everybody is going to respond, so don't take it personally. And also remember, this is going to be part of how you do your business going forward, regardless. Because if you're not able to have that deep connection, and if you're not committed to creating that connection with people, you'll see it out the back end with your sales. Your sales will be slow, they'll be sluggish, and you'll struggle to have that consistency that's there. So start at the front end. The front end is where the work really happens, and the back end is where you get to enjoy it. So put in the work and the effort and the energy at the front end by creating that deep connection, by creating that love and support and generosity. You can't give too much. You cannot give too much. So give to people, give generously, and really show up and take a stand for them. Like, if you've been following me for a while, you'll hear me talking about this quite often. There's different buyer styles. So if you make it all about you and the fact that somebody hasn't responded in the first message, what happens if that person is a buyer type that needs time to get to know you, time to build up that trust with you, time to get to the place where they're at? You can never force people. You can never convince people. Because let me give you an example. If you convince somebody that, look, you need to do this or else this is going to happen, which is part of sales, don't get me wrong, but you're doing that from a place of generosity, and it's more that they're there and they're ready to go. However, if somebody isn't ready and they have no desire to do the work or to take the action steps, and you get into that convincing energy with them and you are convincing them that this is the right step for them, they are not ready. They won't do the work and they'll want to back out because they haven't got into alignment with what it is that they want to create. So when you think about the people that you're going to have in your masterclass, 50% of them will just be curious and interested. And that 50% may not even turn up. They'll have just registered for it because they saw it and they're like, ooh, but they haven't actually carved out time for it. 50% may decide that they're interested and turn up to your masterclass. But within there, you're able to then figure out by connecting with people who is truly ready to take that next step and to have that breakthrough that they're looking for, whether it's in business, life, health, relationships, whatever it is. So next time that you're setting yourself up to run your masterclass or your workshop or your webinar, think about connection, deep connection. Well, who are you going to connect with? And what is the message that you're going to share with them? I'll see you next week.